The first smoke of this conclave, the result of the first vote in the Sistine Chapel. It is black, predictably, but took 2 hours longer to produce than had been advertised. No reason given for the delay nor any indication how the vote had gone. But that's almost the point. Neither the crowds waiting in St. Peter's Square for this moment of history, nor the world beyond, are meant to know. One of the smallest electorates in the world, certainly one of the most finely dressed, had gathered for Mass in St. Peter's Basilica this morning. Their prayers are for guidance and for wisdom in making their choice. They were addressed by the Vatican's most senior cardinal, himself too old to vote, sternly telling his colleagues, even at times wagging a finger, that what the Church needed now was not the triumph of one faction over another, but unity. Today's world expects much from the Church, he told his fellow cardinals. This is also a strong call to maintain the unity of the Church. The unity of the Church is willed by Christ. The 133 cardinals, still young enough to have the right to vote, processed from the Pauline Chapel to take their seats among Michelangelo's Renaissance masterpieces in the Sistine Chapel. It is here they will cast their votes, their choice handwritten on a single ballot paper. Among them there are favourites, men with significant support, but perhaps too factional to win over 2/3 of the conclave.
To have 45 votes and then to arrive to 89 votes, it's like the Mount Everest, so it's not easy.
Will it take a long time?
What is sure, it will not be a quick conclave, so at least 1 or 2 days are necessary to understand what is the trend of the different voters.
The Vatican's demands for total secrecy were spelled out in the oath they must all swear. We promise and swear to observe with utmost fidelity the secret concerning everything related in any way to the election of the pontiff. Each voter in turn came forward to give that solemn promise. And with that, public access is over. The Vatican's Master of Ceremonies closing the ornate doors that will now be watched over by Swiss guards posted outside. From now on, we can do no more than wait for the smoke, black or white. James Mace, News at 10, the Vatican.
Well, choosing the Pope might be done in secret, but that hasn't stopped Roman Catholics and indeed tourists more generally wanting to be there at the Vatican. Thousands of them. Not to watch exactly. There isn't, to be honest, much to see, but to be there as history is made.
As the sun went down, 45,000 people crowded into St. Peter's Square. All eyes fixed on a chimney on the Sistine Chapel. As night fell, anticipation grew. But 2 hours after their wait began, the smoke that emerged was black, indicating no pope had yet been elected. But people were keen to capture the moment on camera.
Well, in the last few minutes, we've just had the black smoke, and thousands of people have been waiting here for the last couple of hours and now are finally making their way home.
It's an important decision, it's important for the world, it's important for Catholics, and we just wanted to be part of it.
Sure, and you only have to look around and see how many people are here today to know that there is genuine interest and respect for the Church, and hopefully that's being reflected in there at the moment and in the ultimate choice that's made.
As impatience gave way to disappointment, many told me being here wasn't just about being part of history, but about their faith.
I'm Catholic, my faith means a lot to me, and I believe that the person being elected Pope is a successor of St. Peter, who's the vicar of Christ, and so it's important to me to be here.
I think just the grandness of it all, the amount of people here, the amount of people that the Catholic Church brings together. You can say what you want, but the sense of community is really quite overwhelming, and I don't really experience that elsewhere, and I really just like the feeling of that.
The square emptied out in minutes, the Catholic Church still without a leader. Many will be back tomorrow for another round of this age-old election. Sejal Karia, News at 10 at the Vatican.
And James is at the Vatican tonight. James, there's no real disputing the drama of this, is there? You think it might go on for a while? Any idea at all why it was late today?
Absolutely none at all. They tell us nothing, and yes, it could go on for a while, which makes the level of interest even more extraordinary. I mean, if this was a normal election, we would know by now, who done well today, if anyone had dropped out, whether there was an outsider coming through, whether there were deals being done. But we know absolutely nothing, which makes that level of interest completely extraordinary. I mean, hundreds of cameras from around the world locked off on that, on the picture of that bare chimney. 30,000 people down in the square, you just saw there, craning their necks to look at this chimney. It really does make you think that the medieval Catholic Church was onto something. I mean, if the way this worked was that at the end of each day, a cardinal stuck his head around the door of the Sistine Chapel and said, nah, nothing today, and would we have the same level of interest? And yet this drama that they invented in days before mass communication of the smoke, the black smoke, and then without any warning whatsoever, the white smoke, it gripped medieval Catholics, and it has continued to hold this grip on the public imagination to this day, which is why the world won't take its eyes off this, why we'll be here for the next few days, despite maybe our rational minds thinking, well, why don't we just wait to the end and see what happens? It's not going to play out like that.
OK, brilliant, James. Thank you very much indeed. And there's more background on 6 of the possible contenders for the papacy compiled by Raggy over on our streaming service, ITVX. There's also more coverage on our website, itv.com/news.